If I fail, I fail. If I pass, I pass.
So that's how you came.
If I lose the money for the flight, I lose it, no problem.
That's a whole lot of sacrifice.
That's it.
Because you don't even know if you're going to get the job or not.
I don't care whether I get the job or not. Just get me a place, and I know that I can't come there and fail. Times
But
a lot of
currently-
discipline, a lot of torture.
Yeah.
Because not like you have in the desert is straightforward.
Yeah, yeah.
Mosquitoes, reptiles, all manner.
There's
I
a
tell
whole
you.
lot of things
In
in
the
there.
rain you're working, in the sun you're working. There was one temptation. I had an opportunity to get a job. Or the quest for money would affect my path. So I really top one for you if you don't have the right information. At the end of it, you need to understand how things are done within the Middle East. There are some key things you need to know before you decide to make the trip.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PiggyVest podcast with Anthony Ochuko. There's the fourth of its kind. In today's section, we're going to be discussing career growth, development in the Africa community within the GCC region. It's been very, very tough for some Africa nationalities. But today we're going to be discussing how we can move forward from where we are today. And I have a special guest who has experience both home and abroad, who is going to be discussing how we can navigate ourselves to that place that we want to be. And joining me here on this podcast is no other person but Mr. Ogaga. Sir, you are welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Ochuko. It's a privilege to be here to have a discussion like this because of the challenges we all see that some Africans are having.
Yeah.
Not all Africans anyway. Some have decided on their path and they're okay with that. So it's a good one. Let's see.
I want to ask, before we move into properly, what should be the expectation of anyone who is actually watching this podcast right now? What should they learn from this podcast at the end of it?
At the end of it, you need to understand how things are done within the Middle East.
Yeah.
There are some key things you will need to know before you decide to make the trip. You don't just wake up and decide that people are here, maybe you're from Ghana, from any other part of it. You just decide that you're coming.
Yeah.
It will be a really tough one for you if you don't have the right information before you embark on the journey.
You know, you sent me your profile and I went through your profile and I see that you are somebody who has worked in the field of health and safety, becoming a consultant. That's like, you've been in the field for like, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 20 years,
okay,
right? And can you just walk us through your background, how it started and how you got to this level of management position?
Yeah, I actually grew up in an HSE home. My father was actually into safety supplies and all those stuff. So we normally go to these companies as young men.
Okay.
Maybe helping our dad and all that.
Yeah.
We always meet the HSE officers, we meet the HSE managers every now and then. I liked it, but I really wanted to read mechanical. That was my crave.
Yeah.
You know, every young man, I want to be engineering or a doctor, just like that.
Yeah.
So, but over the time, I was like having challenges here and there. I was like, no. I knew I wanted to work in the HSE department. Then a family friend now asked, why don't you do HSE? I said, I know I want to do it. So, okay, come over. So I had to take some exams again.
Yeah.
In the
health and safety.
Yeah, no, not just the normal SS exam.
Okay.
And the only school that runs it in the country then was PTI.
Okay, the Petroleum Training Institute back in Warri, Delta State. Yeah,
Petroleum Training Institute. So took the exam.
Yeah.
Passed it. Started the course, the OND, the HND. Now there was one temptation. While I was in the OND, I had an opportunity to get a job.
Okay.
And one thing I know is that if I start working after OND, the test or the quest for money would affect my path. So I turned it down and decided that I must complete the HND before thinking about getting a job. And that helped me. So after the OND, I went all out, finished the HND. And by God's grace, it's like a miracle anyway.
Yeah.
I got a job in a drilling rig. That was some years after I finished school.
Would you say that you not taking that job as at that time and you trying to continue your education play a major role? Unlike some people, they're like, there is a job in front of me, there is money in front of me. Should I continue my education or should I just jump into and start working? Would you say play a major role? You know?
Yeah, it played a major role because you can cut short your career.
Yeah.
Thinking because, of course, you will grow as an OND and all that, but you have limitations. Because before I got the job in the drilling rig, the criteria that was set then, you must have graduated.
Okay.
Now, just imagine still had the OND. I would not think of doing part-time. You know what it takes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a struggle.
It's a struggle, yeah.
It's a real battle to go through it, and finally. So I may have been taken off drilling. I may have maybe be in construction or somewhere else. So, and I really want to thank God because this part has been a blessing to me. You know, because it's an international part that you actually the same job, same job anywhere you go in the world.
Yeah,
same. There's
job.
no difference.
Wow, that's amazing. How many years did you spend in the rig back in Nigeria before you moved to the Middle East?
Wow, 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And that was the minimum they requested.
Like minimum requirement before you can move internationally.
Minimum you should have before your CV would even be considered.
You don't mean it?
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of training involved during that time.
It's not just training. Sometimes it's called a real drill. Sometimes a lot of discipline, a lot of torture.
Yeah.
Because drilling there is not it's not like you have in the desert. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
You understand? But when you have to go sometimes in the jungle, and you know, mosquitoes, reptiles, all manner.
That's a whole lot of things.
In the rain you're working, in the sun you're working.
Whoa.
So you work with teams that men that really were ready to go all out. You enjoy it so much, but at the same time the challenges, the terrain.
So that kind of, should I call it that kind of tough environment actually gave you like a better view or a clear view of where you are going to internationally.
Yeah, and what made it easier, you have virtually 6, 7, 8, 10 different nationalities there.
Yeah.
Not just the indigenous people. You have mechanic, maybe it's a German. You have electrician, maybe it's from Czech Republic. So
yes.
You have that mix early. So you understand the international
standard already, yeah.
Your manager could be from Romania.
Okay.
So that flair was there because then you are having just the first rig manager from the country coming in and you're like, wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So it was a good grooming at that point in time. You had challenges here and there, but you know that you are learning so much.
Fast forward to the Middle East. Yeah. How did you get here?
I actually left where I was and I was on land and I moved to Jacob.
Okay.
That's why I started working as a consultant for the client in the drilling rig. There, I moved out from there. Then I joined the Middle East.
Yeah.
We actually took the exams here.
Wow.
So it was not like they used to have the interviews on the Skypes and all, but the network is so poor that if it goes off, they might not call you again. So we said, no problem, just wait. We'll take the bull by the horn.
Okay.
We'll pay the price. We'll pay our flight. Just give us a place. If I fail, I fail. If I pass, I pass.
So that's how you came.
If I lose the money for the flight, I lose it, no problem.
That's a whole lot of sacrifice.
That's it.
Because you don't even know if you're going to get the job or not.
I don't care whether I get the job or not. Just get me a place, and I know that I can't come there and fail.
But currently, I don't think it's done that way, right?
No, it's not done that way.
But back in the day,
at that time, it was an opening that you just need to take advantage of.
What year are we talking about here?
2014.
2014. Yeah. Oh my God, that's like 12 or 12.
11 years now. So then there was not this much rush here. I first came 2011. I took my NEBOSH then.
Yeah.
Then I came back again in 2014 to actually come for the interview.
Yeah.
And it was a tough one anyway. It was a tough one. So you have to read like you... The only thing you know is reading.
Yeah.
Practice what you read, and you have some tips here and there. Okay, what do you think? What do you think? If questions, so we just ask some questions, and you run through, and even in the plane you're reading. You landed, you're reading.
You know, from everything that you've said so far, there's a lot of dedication from your side. There is a lot of hard work from your side. You need to like go through the needles, or how do they say it?
Yeah,
you need to go. Yeah. Let's go to growth and development. What specific skill do you believe are most valuable for the Africans to develop in order for them to thrive in the GCC region?
As long as there are any job opportunities here, that any other nationality can do. If you have the work experience at home, you come and compete. But don't come if you don't have work experience.
Okay.
That's why they call it expats.
Expats.
So when you're coming, what are you coming as? You come as a labor. So you're a fresh graduate, you are coming here. For what?
For what? No skill.
No skill set,
no
work experience. You don't have your certificate. What are you doing here? That's the first question you ask yourself. That's why they call them expats. So what have you been doing that you say you are an expert?
That makes you qualified to be an expatriate.
They need your service.
They need
my service here.
Yeah.
And these are the challenges we're having. You don't just wake up and take the plane, there's job in the UAE, then they're coming, I'll just try and I'll just apply. Fine, it is good. Some made their way through that path, but it's something that
It's a struggle
it's a struggle.
when you get here.
Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
It's a struggle because you find a lot. You here you can understand better
Yeah.
how the Middle
Yeah.
East is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like you just walk in.
Yeah.
People are coming from Europe. The same